Hi everyone. Today Sylvie and I are in the village of Newport, just south of Saffron Walden, and in a few minutes we're going to take a walk along a country footpath cross country to the village of Debden, and then loop round to the village of Widdington, and then hopefully back to Newport. Before that though, let's take a little walk around the village. This is the Monk's Barns. It's one of the oldest buildings in Newport. Apparently it's got its name from the medieval times when travelling monks used to stop here overnight. This stone standing on the northern edge of the village is called the Newport stone, and it's the largest sarsen stone in Essex. But it's also known as the leper stone. Somewhere around here in medieval times there used to be a medieval hospital where they used to take care of the lepers. And it's believed that the villagers used to come here and leave alms and food offerings for the lepers. But nobody knows the exact location of the hospital. It's believed when it was demolished, some of the building material was used in the wall that you can see alongside here. Amazing story. We're starting off our walk at a road called Bridge End. We're actually right by the railway bridges at Bridge End, and here the footpath begins. One unusual thing that you'll see just to the right of the footpath as you leave the village is this World War II pillbox. We're going to see several of these on our journey today, and these were set up during the war as gun emplacements to protect RAF Debden, which is not far away. Heading eastwards, the footpath is just a gravel track for about half a mile. At the end of the gravel trackway, we take a right turn down the edge of a field. As we get into the woodlands, we find a footbridge, and we cross the footbridge into the meadow. After the footbridge, the footpath crosses a field and up a slope. Once we're across the field, we take a left turn along the edge of the field. At this point we come into a large grass meadow. I've done this walk 2 or 3 times before, and as I mentioned earlier, we're going to see quite a few pillboxes. As we came across the meadow, I looked up and I spotted this one. I never noticed this one on previous walks. Amazing. Now where's Sylvie gone? Here's another pillbox, just on the edge of this grazing field. We've come to a place called Brickhouse Farm and Midsummer House, and it's here we come out onto the Debden Road and we head south for about 300 yards. Well, after about 300 or 400 yards we got to the top of the hill and we take a left turn through this gate and onto the footpath. There's another pillbox in the field to the left of us as we approach Debden. This one you can actually get into. Initially the footpath goes for about half a mile, and then you come to an arable field, and that goes for about 200 or 300 yards. We reach a T-junction in the footpath and we take a left turn down towards the river. Well, once we're across the river, you come to this enormous red brick building. This is in fact an 18th century stable block, which appears to be derelict. Right, so we take the footpath that runs alongside the river. Halfway up the footpath, you come across this massive boulder, and it's made of Hertfordshire pudding stone. That's a big lump. Eventually the path brings us to the churchyard in Debden. Well, we've actually arrived inside the village of Debden itself, and it's quite a quiet little village. Nothing really spectacular about it, apart from this lovely cottage here on the left. And in fact, the only thing the village is noted for is the massive air base that used to be known as RAF Debden. Well, we come to the end of the village and the road splits in two here, and we're going to take a right turn down Rook End Lane and head south. Well, we come to the end of Rook End Lane, and here it splits off into trackways and footpaths. Well, we're going to take the left branch here and head off up to Widdington. Well, we finally arrived on the outskirts of the village of Widdington. Right, now we've walked through the village of Widdington, beautiful place. Now we're heading down to the London Road and then back into Newport. Well, we're almost back on the London Road, and now we're only a short distance from Newport. Well, finally, 4.5 hours later, we're back in Newport. Well, we finally made it back. It's nearly 5 hours since we set off from here earlier. Anyway, that's about 10 miles we've walked, and it feels like it. Anyway, here's a lick.
It's a swig.
Keep it. Oh, I needed that. See you next time.